It's time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show live on WBON TV and on radio at WEKY, WKXO, and WIRV. Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse and join us here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Also brought to you by Bishop Small Engine Repair and Nuevo Vallarta. And now let's go live to your hosts, Michael Watkins and Samantha Burford.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Samantha Burford and Michael Watkins here with you on a Monday night. A fun night because we are celebrating an 11th Region Championship for the Indians.
We're celebrating it just as much as the coaches are celebrating. But what's also special about tonight is that it's the first time we've had a live audience since COVID started.
Yeah, live guests. So let's jump right here. We got some of the coaches over here with us. We got Coach Roberts, Coach Park, Coach Jared Pyatt, and Alan Feldhouse Jr. And Coach Roberts, I'm going to start with you. So you've been around Coach Feldhouse for a long time. You saw him with the boot this year. Did he calm down any with it wearing the mask and having the boot, or was he still the same Coach Feldhouse?
Yeah, when we played Clark County, I thought he was going to break both legs over there that night. But he's adjusted well. He's adjusted well.
You know, I think it was so exciting the other night just seeing the joy on everybody's face. This has been such a hard year for not only for you guys but for the players, and obviously all the turmoil and the adversity that you guys have had to face. Coach, when you look back on this season, you know, with everything, with COVID, with the loss of Jamal, with you hurting your foot. When did it all just seem like, or was there ever a point where you're like, man, was all this stuff worth it? I mean, obviously after Saturday it was, but was there ever a point where you're like, man, this has just been too hard on us?
No, I mean, I think especially the kids were very resilient the whole time, and we had 2 or 3 games where, I mean, it was really bad. The second half of the first time we played North Laurel down there, right after quarantine, it was horrible, but we kind of did have an excuse there because we hadn't been in the gym forever. And then the second time we played them here, and that's when I was out, and we just laid down and quit the second half, and that was bad. But I liked the way the kids responded, like the next day when we have those film sessions that you don't like to have after those bad games. They weren't pouting, they weren't feeling sorry for themselves. I think they bought in and kind of understood that, hey, we're better than this. And we knew all along we were. It was just a matter of kind of getting into a routine and getting into a rhythm, and we think we found that rhythm at the right time.
Well, I think a lot of the times, too, it was the first half of a lot of games. You showed the glimpses of what you could be, and then
the third quarter rolled around.
That goes back to the conditioning part.
Yeah.
Not having the guys in the gym for good quality practice time together. I think that played a part. And just not having everybody together too. So I think we won't really call them excuses, but there were a lot of factors that kind of led to maybe the way we played there midway through the season. And we kept telling them, I mean, every day after one of those bad games, that those games really don't mean anything. The only thing that matters when we start that tournament play. And I think they've bought into that. And but I could see it even before, like starting with the Clark County game over there. That was a really good win on the road, that they were starting to feel that, hey, we got a chance to do this. And we kept telling them all along we had a chance to compete for the 11th region title. And I think they believe, especially I thought Cole and Braden, especially the last couple of weeks of the season, their leadership I thought really improved. They were very positive. We started sharing the basketball like we hadn't shared the basketball before. And that's what we talked to Cole. His scoring average has gone down.
Yeah.
When he was averaging 21, 22, it's down to like 18 now. But we're playing better.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is involved in the offense too.
He's become more of a creator and a playmaker for your team, more than just what he was a scorer maybe a year ago.
He'll be the first one. He would try to do too much. It wasn't from a lack of effort.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing what he thought was right. But once we got him to realize, hey, we got some other guys that can score too.
Yeah.
We got to use those guys.
So this,
sorry,
this is your 4th regional title, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us how different this team is and compare it to some of the other teams.
But truthfully, somebody asked me about the 2013 state championship team to compare. I said there is no comparison. I mean, totally opposite type of teams. I mean, that team was pretty athletic.
Yeah.
And we had a couple guys that could just put us on their back and carry us. I mean, this team, we're more fundamental. We're much more efficient offense. Now, since we've been playing well the last couple of weeks, much more efficient offensively, and we have to play more with our head than we did with our athletic ability that we had maybe in 2013.
You mentioned leadership a moment ago. You got 2 or 3 guys next to you that have been around your program for a long time. They played for you, and I was really impressed. I saw these 2 guys make some adjustments of their own during the game the other day. I saw Jared and Daniel come out at one point and tell everybody, hey, guys, let's calm down. Let's calm down. So, Jared, I wanted to ask you about that. I asked you about that on the broadcast the other day, but just coming out on the floor and knowing what to say. You know what Coach Feldhouse would want you to say in that moment to keep everybody, as you said, even keel during that moment.
Sure, certainly. And Daniel talks about it all the time, being in the state tournament team and going through the run, the regional tournament and the state tournament, not too high, not too low. So I kind of take that. I'm kind of a fiery guy. I like to get people fired up, and I usually have a lot to say. But I felt like in that situation, if we were going to have any letdown at all, it wasn't going to be from a lack of complacency. And if we just even keel, stay right in the middle, enjoy it after it's over, but get to the finish line. Don't just stand right next to it. We want to cross it, and we want to be victorious. So I like Daniel. We talk about it all the time, not too high, not too low. It really kind of helps me understand, too, hey, it's not too high, not too low. So I just try to give that to them.
Daniel, as a JV coach, as a younger coach, you see some of these guys, out there playing when you've told them something, whenever you've had them in your lineup as the JV coach. So it has to feel pretty good when you see them out there doing something and you had an impact on them.
Oh, absolutely. Like last year, for example, Will and Jalen were playing for me, starting JV, and I could tell back then that they had potential to be very good players to help Coach Feldhouse on the varsity level, and it is fun to see that them grow as each year and progress each year and get better as the season goes on as well.
I want to ask both of you about Coach Feldhouse. You played for him, now you're
this
coaching
could be
for
scary.
him.
This could be scary.
Is there any time where you have to say something to him or he says something to you and just like, man, he's right?
Never really. I mean, I think all input is kind of taken. It's not always used immediately or, exactly how someone would maybe think about it in their mind. But the input and the teamwork in the coaching staff has always been fantastic. I mean, I don't know if we've ever had any pushback from either one, both ways or all 4 ways, really. And like I said, it's all it kind of meshes together. We're all kind of on the same page in terms of philosophy and importance of certain things, attention to detail, fundamentals, putting the time in, work, giving maximum effort all the time. I think those things go, second to none in this program, and we're kind of all on the same boat and we're all pushing forward. So, and I think I spoke to you after the game, just unbelievable freedom to be yourself.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's easy, especially coach puts maximum time and effort into it. I don't think there's anybody else that puts more time and effort into the production of the program. Not the varsity team, not the best 3 players, the JV team. He's running clock at freshman games. We've got Coach Rob taking up tickets for freshman JV doubleheaders. We're getting games anytime we can. We'll play anybody. That, to me, it's easy to micromanage other things, and there is none of that. And that's what, as a coach, especially young, wanting to do this as a profession, trying to grow into, a role in a good program, that's unbelievable for us.
Coach Roberts, I saw you guys at Buffalo Wild Wings the other night, and to me, it's just like seeing you guys out in public. Kind of it cool for me to get a chance to talk to you outside of the rim of the court or wherever we're talking about. But I think it just goes to show how close you all are, that you're going out to eat after games and just spending time like you are an actual family.
I saw them at Cooper's too.
Yeah, the next day.
Later.
So
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's takes a lot of hard work to make a good basketball program.
Yeah.
And in this basketball program, you got to work. And when you win, you enjoy some things, and you enjoy the fellowship. And I don't know, of course, I've been with Alan a long time, and I've been coaching a long time, and it just kind of gets in your blood a little bit. You know, you hate to do anything to let the program down, and of course, when you win, you love it, and when you lose, you hate it, and it makes you want to win a little bit more. Right. And we've been fortunate. We've won. We've won.
Let's talk about you three had to really, like when Coach got injured, he was out some games. You just mentioned how you've worked together, you know everything that's going to happen. Was he calling in saying, okay, no, you should run
halftime or anything?
Yeah.
Not really. We just we all stayed in touch. We wanted to make sure everybody was on the same page. If there was any input that needed to be given, you know, for us, like I said, we have unbelievable freedom. But it's, hey, coach, this is what we're thinking in practice. Here's the schedule. Here's what, you know, we're kind of pushing the guys. He's giving us what he thinks should be done. He's watching film.
He had plenty of time to watch it, right?
Yeah.
He had time to watch it.
Certainly. But and we talked to the seniors and the other guys. It's not just us three, and there is no replacement. When something like that happens, everybody's got to step it up. And I thought that first practice, we kind of set the tone. The players kind of bought into filling a role that we needed leadership-wise and effort-wise, and just creating really a camaraderie between the guys that this is the level that we expect to play at, regardless of who's running practice or how long coach is going to be out. So
I knew they were in good hands, man. I didn't have to.
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry. I mean, these guys have all been around me forever and played for me. I mean, I pretty much just turned it over to them until I had to sit at home and watch that second half.
North Laurel.
Which was the day after my surgery, and I told my wife, I said, I will be in the gym tomorrow. I don't care. I will somehow be in that
Somebody's
gym.
rolling me in the gym.
I will be in that gym tomorrow. And that put them in a bad situation too, because I can remember when I played, if the head coach was ever gone, it was just different.
Yeah.
It's just different. And not that these guys weren't giving me everything that they had. It's just not the same when the head coach is not there.
You know, one thing that I've always wanted to ask you, because I got to coach for 1 year at the 7th grade level, and I was not as good as talking to the officials as you are.
Ejected.
How do you always know when to stop or what to say to just get your point across?
I think I've been around so long, I think the officials understand there's nothing personal on my part. I'm just a competitor. I'm pretty fiery at times. And I don't think I've had a technical the last 2 years.
Yeah.
We're knocking on wood.
That's a record. That's a record for me. But I think a lot of it is I think they've got a better understanding of me. I mean, once the game's over with, it's over.
Yeah.
With. But hey, when the game's on the line, I'm going to fight for what I think is right.
You know, you got Ballard in the first round. You coached against their coach in the state championship game, and you said you and him have a pretty good relationship.
Oh, yeah.
So you talk about, you know, your relationship with him and how special it'll be. Obviously, it's been special this entire tournament run, but to take on him and a rematch of that state championship game.
Yeah, and Chris is just a great guy, and I think he has a lot of respect for our program, and I know we have a lot of respect for their program. And I never forget, I guess we beat them in the state championship 2013, and what was it, 2015 or 16? They came here to play us in a regular season game, and that's when it was little Isaiah Minner and Dustin Gerald, and of course we had big Isaiah. It was little Isaiah and Dustin's senior year, and it was almost a running clock. I mean, we absolutely wore them out, and I'll never forget this type of guy that Chris is. He puts on their Ballard Twitter account that just played Madison Central, and they just gave us the worst beating that Ballard basketball has ever. I mean, that's just the way he is. And then, of course, we do our fireworks tent in the summertime. He does one just like ours up on the Jefferson County, Oldham County line. So during that 2 or 3 week span, we're talking about every day and basically just getting on each. We're going to sell more than you all this year. No, we're going to get you
competitive year-round.
Yeah, all the time. So I just think the world of Chris, and if we can't win it, it wouldn't bother me one bit if they did.
There you go. Well, you guys always talk about the importance of your schedule. You have one of the most difficult regular season schedules. This is why. You're getting your team ready. Tell us why you do it and how important it is.
Well, we just think usually in the 11th region, if you're going to get by in the 11th region, you're going to play 2 top 10 teams at least.
Which you
sometimes, some years, maybe even 3. So you got to be prepared. You got to be ready. And then, of course, if you win and you get a great draw like the 7th region, you got to play Ballard. You got to be ready. Well, we've played teams like that throughout the course of the year, and we expect to play with teams like that. So it just can't be a shock when you have to go against good teams like that, because you do it all year long.
Well, that game was canceled, right?
Yeah,
COVID reasons.
The last 2 years we were supposed to play Ballard here. And of course, they didn't get to start till February. Their first game wasn't like February 1st or 2nd or something like that. So, and at first they wasn't even going to let them travel outside of Jefferson County. So that's why we didn't get to play this year. And I can't remember what it was. We had to change it last year. They overscheduled. They won something. Yeah, they won. But to tell you what type of guy Chris is, he overscheduled. He called and asked if I'd let him out of the game. And I said yes. He said, well, I'll even find you somebody else to play. So that's when we brought Louisville Seneca in.
Okay, yeah.
Chris is the one who found Louisville Seneca for us to beat last year. And then said, we'll never come back. I said, we'll never come back. I said, Braden hit that last
Yeah, I remember that. Top of the key, yeah.
That's a long bus ride home.
Yeah.
Well, last question before we let the seniors come on. You know, just talk about how special some of these players were. Braden Ray playing amazing defense, and I asked you today during the Zoom call, you know, I don't know if Braden's ever been known for defense, but the way he played against Ben and Deshaun Jackson were really impressive. And then, I mean, obviously shooting the ball the way you did in the first round game and in the finals just kind of shows where this team is right now.
Well, and Braden, he's a tough kid, and you're going to play a boxing chaser on somebody. You want one that's got some nasty.
Yeah.
He's got a little
fire
in him.
Nasty streak in him. Of course, Tayshawn was our backup to come in there and give Braden some relief when he got tired. And Tayshawn's got a little nasty streak in him too. So, and it's all about just accepting a role and understanding. And I do have smart kids where we can kind of change our game plan from one game to the next, and they're smart enough now. I think they're understanding that we might have an idea of what we're talking about that I think they've bought in.
Yeah.
But it's just those understanding those roles. And it's kind of like the 2013 team when you had Daniel and you had Hunter Stocker and you had George Walker.
Yep.
They knew at the end of the game that Dominique was option 1, Kenji was option 2, and Quan was option 3. And at the end of the game, we were going to get them the ball. And that's what made that team so effective. So this team has finally figured that out too.
Well, guys, congratulations once again. Look forward to covering you all on Wednesday. Good luck in the state tournament.
All right, thank you.
Step aside for a commercial break and come back, folks. We are here live on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Hey, why aren't you watching these 30-second walk-arounds?
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
We are back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Before we talk to the seniors of this team, Samantha, we do want to show off our shirts a little bit. You can get yours at First Gear. Somebody posted, Joanne West posted the link to where you can get your shirts in a comment on our live feed. So go over there and you can purchase your shirt at First Gear to celebrate the regional championship for the Indians, Samantha. And thank you for picking ours up today. Yeah, we're on Wednesday.
We're on Wednesday. It's a red out.
It's a red out. Is that what it is? Okay,
yeah,
I like it. It was a blue out for the regional championship game.
This one's a red.
Listen, I saw Cole look up to the pep section quite a bit to get, and they were fired up. You didn't need to do a whole lot to get them fired up, but the way you guys were playing,
wild.
Just talk about how fun that game was on Saturday.
Oh man, it's fun having all your friends up there in the pep section cheering you on, and you know, hyping them up. They love when I hype them up, so they tell me to hype them up. So
oh yeah.
And there's nothing better than that, truthfully.
You know, Braden, Tayson, Tayshawn, you guys, when you come back to the school and you see everybody out there celebrating.
Like when they got off the bus?
Yeah, it's got to just feel good coming back here to a celebration like that, right, Tayson? Just talk about that.
Yes, sir. It feels good. Just bringing it home to the community and stuff. So, yeah, it felt good.
Tayshawn, you have had a different role all season long, starting. You're coming off the bench, whatever Coach Feldhouse has asked you to do, you have come in and you have played amazing on whatever your role has been. You know, whenever you're coming out there to take the defense like Braden did against Ben Johnson or Deshaun Jackson, what's going through your mind while you're over there waiting on your turn to come in and take that step and take that role of guarding one of the top, 4 or 5 players in the state?
I'll just be fired up. I'll be all the time ready to go at him, ready to guard him, always. I ain't never really overthinking it or nothing like that. It's just go in and do my job.
I like that, do my job.
You know, we would show up weekly and not know who was injured or who had quarantine. It was kind of crazy, and I'm sure you guys were in the same boat. Like, who's going to be at practice today? Who's quarantined?
Well, and I know Braden.
Braden. You had to quarantine how many times?
Twice, actually. Twice in one time.
You missed how many games, Braden?
I missed, I think 6 or 7.
Like 24.
How hard was that for you to get back in the swing of it? Did you feel like you got out of shape at all?
Yeah,
was it difficult?
I did. I definitely did. I ran at home, but it was different running on the sidewalk and on the court. I was gone for 17, 18 days. That's over half a month, so
yeah.
I missed a lot of practice, a lot of games.
When you look at how, and I know you two especially, not having the senior year that you wanted to have, because you all were preseason number 2 in the region behind Catholic. You had some chances to, and I feel like every single year on this floor, you guys are always able to get a big win, whether it's Scott County or Trinity or Covcath or Lexcath coming into this gym. You are always able to get one of those signature wins, and you didn't get to have that during the regular season. So, when you look back on the regular season itself, was there ever a time where you're just like, man, we let this one get away, or we just didn't play our best?
Yeah, actually a bunch of games. We kind of struggled, especially in the beginning of the season. Coming out in the third quarter, we'd come out flat and they'd go up on us and we wouldn't fight back. And towards the end of the season, and we've been fighting back and it's been working for us.
Braden, at what point in the year did you realize, guys, we can do this? We can make a run and forget about what we did in the regular season. We can finally put all this together and make this run that we've had.
And I think it was kind of after the Lexcath, North Laurel, Covcath, that little spurt of games. We'd come out. We were playing with them for 2 quarters, and we just ended up, just throwing it away.
Yeah.
And kind of after that, we turned around, we talked as a team, got everything together, and then we started getting some big wins. We beat Jersey on the road, and then we finished our season out 8-2, and then we just stayed hot. It was just from there on, we shot the 3 well, passed it well, played defense, good communication, just all that.
So I want to know, who was at the 2013 Rupp Arena Championship game? Were any of the 4 of you there?
I think we all were there, yeah.
What do you remember most from that? What can you take away from that?
That jumper.
The shot,
yeah. We all remember that.
Oh,
but have you comprehended at all yet that that's going to be you playing on that floor
Wednesday? Yeah, it's kind of
Wednesday?
crazy. I was talking to Coach Park about that today. It's just I remember when I was a kid, missing school and going to watch them play and thinking how awesome that was.
Yeah.
It's and it's just crazy that I'm there now. We're all there. It's just wild.
Are any of you guys Kentucky fans?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tayshawn, you not a Kentucky fan?
They're all right.
He's like, they're all right, just not this year.
I think if you are a Kentucky fan, it makes it even more special to go out there on that floor, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I can't wait.
Can't wait to go.
Well, when I was a junior in high school, we were 1 game away. We lost to Hazard, and then Hazard went on into the first round of the state tournament and lost to Madison Central in the first round by 30. So I don't want to imagine the butt kicking we would have taken had we went to go play. But, I think just getting a chance to go out there and soak it all in. Tell you something. I mean, will you agree with that? I mean, just getting a chance to go out there on the floor and just look up in the rafters and just be able to soak it all in. It's got to be a fun experience.
Definitely.
But at some point, you have to realize, okay, we've got to make this
got a job
happen.
to do.
We got a job to do. How can you separate that? Is that going to be difficult?
I don't think so.
You don't want to be in too much awe.
I think we know what we want to do.
Yeah, you got a game plan.
Yeah.
Have you guys got a routine that you do, any of you, that to get ready for a game? I know I see a lot of you when I'm coming up here setting up to do a broadcast. You're out here warming up 3 or 4 hours before a game. So is there any kind of special routine? Do you wear the same socks?
Superstition.
Same undershirt? Yeah.
Yeah. I wear the same. I mean, I don't wear the same socks, but I'm kind of superstitious in what I do. I eat the same pregame meal and stuff every game, stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, what's the pregame meal? Macaroni and cheese Panera? Okay, I got you.
Do you get the same thing every time?
Every game. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, guys, when you look back on this regional tournament run, what is going to be the one moment that sticks out to you?
Gosh, probably just seeing everybody, just our teamwork. Honestly, just everybody contributing and just I don't know.
What is there one moment that sticks out that will stick out to you when you look back on winning this regional tournament in 10 years? Is there going to be a moment that you remember more than any of them, like whether it be when the fans rush the floor or the horn final sound?
I don't know. I think just that whole last fourth quarter. I mean, we got up pretty big.
Yeah,
and,
we're able to enjoy it.
We just knew that we were going to win it, and I remember when the buzzer did sound, it felt great.
Tayshawn, for you, is there going to be one moment that sticks out to you?
I say just making it to UK, just being able to play there, getting our team there. Hopefully we can just bring it home.
Yeah, I just love this opportunity that we're going to get to play there. Just because when we watched them play in 2013, I just always thought maybe I'll get a chance to play on the court one day. So yeah.
The school actually got fined when the students rushed the court. They're paying
a fine.
I
didn't know.
Yeah, they did. I talked to the principal the other day. He's like, I got to pay that fine. But it was so worth it.
It definitely was worth it. It was definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let's talk about your coaching staff. You guys have been around Coach Feldhouse. I feel like you two especially, what he's going to tell you when you're coming off. And I saw the hugs after each one of you came out of the game. What did he say to you when you came out and that final time going to be crowned a regional champion?
Man, he was just happy for us.
Yeah,
really.
he was just proud.
He was just proud that we all came together, and gosh, it was so good. It just felt so good.
It's a pretty big moment for us to win the region. I mean, we've been working for it for a while now. I mean, me and Cole's been here 5 years, and we've never made it that far. We've not even made it to a championship, so I mean, it's definitely huge. And I think we were all just living in the moment.
Well, you get the first round game here now. You lose to Scott County a few years ago.
Yeah.
You have the Tates Creek game last year, which was a crazy ending. So was that ever in the back of your mind when you're making these late game runs, or you got to put them away? You don't want to let them chance that kind of come into play here.
Motivation.
Yeah, especially as a senior. You don't want to go out losing the first round of the region, especially when we have as much talent as we do. We knew we could do something. We might have not. I mean, after Catholic, I think we all knew we had a huge shot to win it. Yeah.
Well, I think that's kind of whenever you put the state on notice. When you beat the number 3 team in the state who's only lost twice all year to the same team, I think that says, Madison Central's doing it. They got something working here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely feel like we're a little bit underlooked as a whole, especially because, all the Lexington schools, but I think everybody knows a little bit now.
When you guys start making those 3-point shots, do you feel it? You're like, we're going to win. And especially the free throws.
There's some games
it's
when
impressive.
you're going to hit, yeah. I mean, we start off hot in the first quarter. And especially when if Will's hitting, he ain't going to stop. Yeah.
Well, I've never had that feeling of knowing what it's like when it's going to go in when it leaves your hands. I'm always just praying, please go in when I shoot a shot like that. But, I feel like when you were here at that Catholic game, it had to feel that way because everything went in. I mean, it was just like y'all could do no wrong.
Which they hit a bunch too.
I mean, we hit, 15?
Yeah.
I mean, they scored almost as much as us. I mean, they were
at least 10.
Have y'all ever been a part of a game like that where, both teams are just hitting everything and it's just like, can we hold on for the win?
Such a high-scoring game.
I don't know. That was definitely the
one of the craziest ones.
Craziest game I've ever been in.
Yeah, 101-97. I don't know if how long it's been since Madison Central put up 100 points, but the way you all did it, too, was just so much fun. And I think with the pep section being here and the crowd that was here. It just
families,
added to it.
And pep, and it was impressive because it was finally a game where people felt involved with you.
It felt a little more normal.
Yes.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, let's talk about how hard this season has been before we let you guys go. You know, how hard has it been with everything that you all have faced? Obviously, you know, I can't imagine losing your father like the way you guys have just overcame that adversity, and then the adversity of Jalen's father passing away, and the quarantining and Coach Feldhouse getting hurt. I mean, it felt like everything was against you all, especially this year with everything that you guys have faced.
From day one, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like I mean, you can look at it like that, like everything's been against us, but I feel like we have more motivation to do it than anybody in the state, and our team, we're probably one of the closer teams, strong, like as friends, like outside of basketball, as anybody I've ever seen. So, and it definitely brought us together. I mean, and it's tough to get over that, and I know Jalen's been dealing with it, but I mean, ever since, like, he's been going crazy. He's been hooping. Yeah. So I mean, I think we can just keep going
just keep striving, right?
Yeah, just keep going.
Your dads both would be so proud, wouldn't they?
Thank you.
Really
guys,
proud.
I want to ask you about Ballard. You know, what are y'all doing right now to get ready for them? Obviously, they're another top 3 or 4 team in the state that you got to face to continue this run. So what is Coach Feldhouse telling you? What is the preparation like for Ballard on Wednesday?
Well, he's telling us we got to keep our offense efficient like it's been. Ballard's a team that you can't really charge at them on defense. You got to sit back on them. They're quick. So, and we got to, of course, rebound.
They're bigger than us, but
yeah, they got that big 6'11" guy.
Yeah, they got a 6'11" guy, and then they got a 6'5" guard too. That's pretty good.
Oh yes.
And they got a couple other little guards. Yeah, they're good.
They're a young team, but they're talented.
Yeah, I mean, we play games like that all year.
Yeah.
So
well, 2 of them in the last week where you've got.
I mean, Frederick Douglass was bigger than you guys.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for coming on with us. We've enjoyed every moment of this tournament run. Good luck on Wednesday. Look forward to being there and covering you guys again.
Thank you.
Thank you,
That's the 4 seniors: Taysom Parks, Tayshawn Chenault, Braden Ray, and Cole Brown Samantha. And what a fun tournament run this has been for Madison Central. We appreciate them guys coming on. We're going to talk to some more Indians here in a few moments, but we do want to tell folks once again where they can get their Madison Central T-shirt. First gear. There is a comment.
Online.
You can.
You don't even have to go into the store to order it. You just get online. You can order it, pay online. Makes it very simple.
Someone left the link there on a comment on our live stream, Joanne West. So you can go on there and just click on that link, take you right to it, and we'll get you set up. So we'll take another commercial break and come back. We got Will Harden, Jalen Davis, Trey Skaggs, and Kenyatta Harge coming on. And we'll talk to them when we come back on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Hey, why aren't you watching these 30-second walk-arounds?
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-66 866-2990.
We're back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show as Samantha pokes fun of me before we come back on the air.
I hope they heard it.
I mean, the kids did. I don't know if the fans at home did. But we're talking here. We got some of the other players here. First, we do want to point out, so we did copy that link. If you are watching us here and you want to buy a Madison Central 11th Region Champion shirt, the shirt that Samantha and I have on, the link to buy that is now in our post. So if you're watching the show, you can click on that link that's in the post on the show title and take you right to that link to buy your T-shirt at First Gear.
We thank them for going ahead and getting our shirts ready for us so that we could have them tonight.
I like these shirts, though, too. The cut the nets down. I like those.
Pretty
fancy. Those are pretty fancy. So let's talk to Kenyatta Harge, a freshman, Will Harden, who's a junior, and then the sophomores, Trey Skaggs and Jalen Davis. Jalen, we'll start with you, man. So when you go home, does your sheets catch on fire because of how hot you're shooting the ball right now?
No, I wish, but no. It's really, I be getting in the gym. I'm shooting a lot. I really just practice on like the shoot machine. Mostly like repetition in the same spot, and that's really what helps me more.
Trey, I feel like, you and Jalen, especially your roles have kind of changed from what you were last year. Jalen kind of handled the ball more. You were more of a guy that kind of roamed around, played different positions.
Yeah.
So when you came into this season, what did Coach Fedows tell you two guys about what your role was going to be? We'll start with Trey.
For me, he saw that, I can distribute the ball, very well. And, he saw that me and Will, we played really great together in the way I could pass the ball and give my other teammates shots and stuff like that. So I didn't really have to score that much this year, but I can when I need to.
Jalen, same question for you. What did Coach Fedows tell you about your role changing as you come into the year?
I think he saw I can get my shots better off the ball than better than on the ball. Run around screens. I'm a shooter a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little.
I think you've proven that. I think you've proven that the last 2 weeks.
Yes, I think that's what he really just told me and Trey, really. So.
I'm loving his confidence.
Yeah, well, listen, if you're shooting the ball the way he is, you ought to be confident. You kick the thing up there, it'll go in the way he's shooting right now.
So tell us, out of this regional tournament, what was the biggest? You had 3 big wins, but what was the best part of it all?
The crowd. We love the crowd. They get us hype in every game.
You finally get to hear them.
It's very exciting. So.
Well,
we love it.
When Jalen's shooting the ball pretty well, you're right behind him. You guys are both on fire right now shooting the ball from 3. And some of the moves you make, my partner Tom Gross, who does the games with me, said that you were the hardest working guy in basketball right now because, you're underneath, you're having to bang with the bigger bodies, and then on offense, it's like you pump fake, you see a guy flying by, and then you lay it in. I mean, what's going through your mind when you're out there and you can't miss a shot, and then on the other end you're beating and banging with 6'10" guys?
I know I like to pump fake. A lot of people they jump at it. They never stay down on it. So I do it about every time down the court. I pump fake. If I don't shoot it, I'm pump faking it and either going around it and passing the ball. And then on the other end of the court, I just try to keep him in front of me, make him shoot over top of me.
I think the one move that he made, he was backing somebody down, and then he got double teamed. This is in the Frederick Douglass game. And then there's 2 guys on you, and you pump fake, and both of them went flying, and you just kind of leaned over.
Oh,
here's a go, open layup.
The other side,
I mean, how do you even get a chance to make a move like that? I mean, how do you even do that?
I don't know.
It's like a 2K move, man. I only have that in my skill set.
Practice.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. There you go, Samantha.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this guy right here, Kenyatta, this is like his 3rd or 4th time being on here with us.
He's a superstar on the show.
Kenyatta, in the Lexington Catholic game, late in the game, you dove on the floor for a loose ball, and you did the Shawn Michaels is what I call it, where you jumped up off the floor. Now, 10 years ago, I could probably do that.
Not anymore.
Not on the court, though. I mean, that was just super impressive. And I think you bring the energy to this team. I remember back in the Southern game last year in the first round, you came off the bench, you provided that spark. And is that kind of what Coach Fedows has told you? Listen, Cal, I need you to come in here and provide some energy for us.
Yes, sir. My role changed a tad bit from last year because last year I was supposed to bring energy, and this year he added a little bit more. I was supposed to grab rebounds, help Will down there, and so I'll try to provide as much energy as possible that I can, just in case if someone goes in a slump, I'm supposed to be there, help them up, get them going again, and next game or this game coming up, he can go out and just shoot the ball like Jalen has and Trey and Will and all them from shooting from deep and help Will grab rebounds. So my role has changed quite a bit.
I see when Kenyatta comes in, he's out there clapping. He gets me fired up there calling the games because just the emotion that he brings. Has Coach Feldhouse ever told you to kind of turn it down just a bit? Because you get fired up a lot when you're out there. Has Coach Feldhouse ever said, listen, let's calm down a little bit out there? We just don't want anything to get too overhyped up?
Sometimes, like off rebounds.
Yeah, just let's calm down a little bit.
I tend to speed myself up as well. So
well, you're a freshman too, so I mean that's a big role to be coming in here in these big games as a freshman, as sophomores, and doing the things that you guys are doing. So I feel like having an experienced coach like Coach Feldhouse has got to help in those situations to just tell you to do the right things and then going out there and execute it.
Yes, sir. It helps a lot.
So, Jalen, whenever you're coming off the floor, what's Coach Feldhouse saying to you after you hit a big shot, or what's he saying to you to kind of just keep your confidence up?
Keep shooting, mostly, because even though it's like open shots, take good shots is usually what he says. But honestly, it was like I feel like if I shoot, it's almost, almost, But it's really he told me to keep shooting. I'm gonna keep shooting. He says it to anybody, really, so it's really all of us.
Because the Franklin County game, the shots weren't falling like they were against Catholic or even against Douglas. So, shoot or shoot, you got to just keep your confidence up because eventually one's going to go in and get you going, right?
Yeah. It's really, he says go inside. If it's not working outside, go inside, and then if it starts falling inside, then you work your way outside. So, it's really all that.
Well, they got a big guy in the next game. Yeah. So how are you feeling?
All right, we got Will Harden to handle him.
Yeah. There you go.
The pump faker.
I like that.
The pump faker.
We got to get it.
The playmaker.
I think Tom has nicknamed Will as the lunch pail because he just goes to work in there. He brings his.
That is true.
Well, because Will does all the things you need to do to win. I mean.
And silently.
The stuff that I feel like you learn in middle school, but you forget sometimes. The pump fakes, the boxing out, the follow through on your shot. I mean, all that stuff is stuff. And I think one thing that he is an underrated passer. You all run that play a lot where you've got two guys that both, one will cut back door and then the other one. I remember in the Catholic game you ran that, and Cole got the dunk against the big guy. And Evangel Christian, I remember that too, with the big Sierra-Manga guy who's 6'11" or whatever. He's inside. You ran that same play, got Cole a dunk against him. So I feel like your passing is a little bit underrated. But I think that's what makes this team so special. Is all these guys can do a little bit of everything. Kenyatta can come in and play defense and rebound. Will can shoot, or he can pass, or he can be the rebounder. Trey's the same way. Trey came in. A couple of big plays in the Douglas win where there was one play where you set a screen up top. I think it was Will set a screen up top for you. And I'm thinking, okay, well, he's going to pass it out to the corner. You just kept going with it and laid it up and laid it in over those guys. So, how big was your confidence in that game? Because you had the tip in at the buzzer at the end of the second quarter. Just those plays, I think, how big was your confidence in that game?
Well, like at the beginning of the game, I was just distributing the ball, giving it to my teammates. And then when I got that tip in at halftime, everybody's going crazy. It got my confidence up for the second half. And we were running that ball screen, me and Will. We always do it. Most of the time I'm looking for Will on the pop, but my confidence was so high. I'm just looking to get to the rack, and they were just letting me get there. So I just laid it up.
When you guys aren't in the gym and you aren't practicing, what are y'all doing? Because it seems like all you guys are friends, hanging out, enjoying the time together. And I know COVID has been hard on doing stuff like that. But, what do y'all do when you're not in the gym? We'll start with Jalen.
King of the court. Mostly.
What is that? Is that 2K?
What is that?
It's like one-on-one stuff. So
You said not in the gym, Dan.
Oh.
Yeah, when you're not in the gym.
Oh, not in the gym?
Yeah.
Oh.
You hanging out with your girlfriend, or you
no,
just...
See, none of that. Really?
He's too cool for that.
Yeah, team bonding, chemistry.
Yeah.
Most stuff like that gets us going on the court and off the court. It's really just a brotherhood.
Y'all go to the park any? Y'all go fishing? Anybody do that?
I'm not a fisherman.
It seems that would be too slow. I think that.
Well, I can see Jalen though, he could drop him back and fire up a three, just casting the reel in there and then rolling it back in. Yeah. But what do you guys like to do for fun? I know Kenyatta's got a little sister who's she's a bottle of energy too, Kenyatta.
She is.
So what do you and her do? Does she beat you up any when you're at home? Or should she try to at least?
Tackle football.
I could see it. And listen, Kenyatta's mom was a ball player back in the day too. Tanya played at Berea, and I'm pretty sure her name is on the banner over there, one of the top scorers in Berea high school history.
And I'm sure she takes full credit
for rebounds.
For rebounds.
Yeah. So do you and your mom ever play one-on-one? Does she ever beat you?
She's beat me a couple of times.
I love it.
I want to know how was school today. like you're back in school full time. How was it? I mean, you had the crowds there ready for you at EKU watching. How was it?
Well,
you like having the students there?
Yeah, like, well, I know for like me, like when I walk in the halls, all I see is people like saying good luck.
Yeah.
You know, like you had a good game and stuff. So I feed off that, you know, on the court too. So.
Was everybody today scrambling to get their tickets?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody really.
They want to watch you. I know my daughter's calling me. I got my ticket. I got my ticket.
They wanted them before they even came out today.
Yeah.
So whenever you are getting ready for Ballard, you know, they talked about the big guy inside. They got a couple of good guards as well. So what are you all doing to prepare? What's Coach Feldhouse telling each one of you? Okay, I need this from you. I need this from you as you go into the game on Wednesday.
Well, really, what he gives us is a defensive plan. He knows, like, we'll just play our game on offense.
Okay.
He'll give us our matchups, like what kind of defense we're going to play and, like, who we need to keep an eye on, shooters and stuff like that.
And he really, like, said, like, as a team, like, keep them in front of you. Like, don't let them, you know, drive baseline. Really just, like, keep them in front of you so they don't get by you, you know, so you got to have somebody help over and stuff like that.
And then like I said, we got a game plan for Will with the big dude.
Yeah.
Make him use his left hand.
Yeah, make him use his left hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Will, before we let you guys go, I want to ask you a question. When you were in that Tates Creek game last year, you kind of came out of nowhere to play the way you did. I remember I'm like, who is this kid? Because I remember you had gotten into games some. You've had some pretty good games, but nothing like you did in the Tates Creek game. And I'm coming out here watching you. I mean, I feel like you have just taken up where you left off last year in that game. So when you were working in the offseason, you know, what was the one thing that you really wanted to focus on between last year and this year?
I just knew I had to get better at defense because defense is why I didn't play last year. I couldn't guard anybody, so I had to get I mean, if you can't guard anybody, you're not going to play for Coach Feldhouse. So you got better at guarding somebody, you finally start playing.
You know, one last question for all of you. We'll ask each one of you this. What are you going to remember 10 years from now from this run? Is there one moment that you're going to remember?
Oh, for me, honestly, that court rush, that was my favorite thing that's happened so far.
I think pouring water on Coach Feldhouse after the Catholic game. Crazy. Everybody crazy.
You know, Coach Feldhouse is like me. You don't want to mess her hair up. So did you get to mess his hair up some?
He had that boot on, so we had to like be
Be very careful.
I was saying you when he walked into the gym and you all were throwing it into the locker room.
We had to be careful.
When you guys found out that he was injured, did that make anybody nervous? Like, oh no.
I mean, I was in Florida, so when I heard it was like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know really. But.
For me, I was just wishing him like a speedy recovery, but I knew like our assistant coaches, they could handle it because they've been here for a while.
Well, guys, after everything that you all have been through, especially you, Jalen, listen, I'm proud of you guys. I appreciate you all letting us be a part of it. Good luck on Wednesday. Let's keep this thing rolling. We'll be there for you guys on Wednesday as well. Good luck on the rest of the tournament, okay?
Thank you.
That is Kenyatta Harge, Will Harden, Trey Skaggs, and Jalen Davis. We will step aside and come back here, folks, at Madison Central. We'll wrap up the show. It is the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show at Madison Central High School.
Thank
you. Hey, why aren't you watching these 30-second walk-arounds?
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
We're back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Samantha.
Short show.
Short show. It's not, it feels like it has gone by fast tonight,
we
though.
are short compared to these men.
Well, speaking of the guy that's in the gym right now, we're really short compared to him. Isaiah Cozart, who's playing at Western, is here in the gym as well. And I like when all these guys come back. You know, Coach Feldhouse said he had Dominique Hawkins, Kenja Bosley, Dustin Gerald, some of his guys that have gone on to play college basketball. A lot of those guys were here during the off-season, during the COVID stuff, just hanging out, getting some shots up, getting some workouts in. And I feel like for Coach, it's always cool to have some of your former players come back and just kind of celebrate with you a little bit.
Oh, I totally agree. And I will tell you this. The Madison Central dance team was in here yesterday practicing, getting ready for their nationals.
Yep.
Nice little segue into that. And they had former dance members come back in, and they all had a nice group picture. There was probably 10 of them here. It was fantastic, and I'll give a shout out to them real quick. They are getting ready for their nationals. We were talking about it earlier, but they are going to go to Orlando. They compete on Saturday, April the 17th. I want to read it because I want to make sure I get it right. They're going to be in small varsity jazz. That's at 10:17 a.m., April 17th. You'll be able to watch all this on television.
Okay.
Large varsity game day, 12:24 p.m., and large varsity pom at 2:36 p.m. Now, that is the, when they first compete, then they have to qualify to get into the Sunday, the finals of everything. So pretty excited for them in Orlando.
So cheerleading and dance are both pretty daggone good here at Madison Central.
Now, the cheerleaders go the following weekend.
Okay.
So they're both not in Orlando at the same time. So you got the dance team one weekend and then the cheerleaders the next weekend.
Appreciate you being here with us, folks, tonight. Again, if you want to buy your regional championship shirt that Samantha and I are wearing tonight, First Gear has got those on sale for you. The link to buy is in our post here. We also want to say congratulations to one of the Madison Central wrestlers. And I think it was Zach Cohen that made his state championship run. Jones or Kinley had a good run too.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I wrote
Jeffrey
all that
Kinley.
down, and I walked right out of the house and left it. But yes, they did great.
And I think that's one thing that gets lost. I mean, this time of year.
It does get lost because it's the same weekend.
Yeah,
as
and
this
normally basketball is already done by now. We're moving into tomorrow night. We got softball on WBON TV, Central and Southern. So I mean,
we're moving
right
sports.
on into other sports.
And it is because of COVID and the delay of some of this. But how exciting is it that, I mean, would you have ever thought when we started this season with COVID that we really expected to have very little games?
Yeah. Well, I think everybody was worried, can we get all these games in?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We didn't know, and we have shown up for games and then being canceled.
A couple of times this year we've been setting up and then got a call that the game was canceled.
The game was canceled.
So this is what the Madison Central High School Wrestling Facebook page says. Elite company. That's what Zach Cohen joined Saturday in Winchester when he capped off a 39-0 season with a KHSAA state championship title. The senior joins Madison Central High School Wrestling Program alums Thomas Deck as the only Madison Central wrestlers to ever be crowned a state champ. So congratulations to Zach as he is a state champion. There's Brandon Fritz, the principal. And, I think, Mr. Fritz, Mr. Cooksey, all these guys have got to be happy and proud of the programs here that have gone through the COVID year and just done what they have done.
Right, because when we started this year, we weren't for sure they were going to play football rather than less basketball because it just kept getting worse and worse and more people. It used to be able to hear about it in other states, and it just wasn't in Richmond. Now it was full-blown in Kentucky and, of course, in Richmond. So we just didn't know if we were ever going to get a season in or get a full season in.
Well, I remember looking back and seeing, how many counties are in the state that were in the red of that incidence rate. And everybody for a while was in the red. And then now we're looking only 3 or 4 in the red right now. It's just how far we've come. We're getting ready to celebrate Easter. I remember last year trying to find a place to go eat at on Easter Sunday was a big deal because everything was closed. You couldn't get in anywhere.
And if it was open, they only allowed a few people in. I'm going to get another COVID test tomorrow because anytime you travel, you have to get a COVID test. So I'm going to, we're all pros at it now, getting a COVID test.
I've never had a test, though.
You haven't?
Now, knock on wood. Knock on wood. I have not had to have one. But
this will just be my second one. But my daughter, who is on the UK dance team, this will be like her 17th.
Oh, my gosh.
Because they randomly select them on the dance team and go, this is your week, this is your week.
Kind of like a drug test almost,
yes,
It's kind of like, okay,
but
COVID
more.
test time.
It is, and she'll pick half the team, and then you go
And we
this
understand that because everybody's doing their part to stay safe and make sure everybody is staying safe and not spreading it around.
Because they wanted them to keep dancing.
Yeah.
And so if you have one, she could be spreading it to all of them, even though they're wearing their mask and during the games.
So Madison Central, that's why we're here tonight, celebrating another 11th Region Championship, their 4th as Madison Central. They've had 10 overall. They had 6 as Madison High way back in the day.
Yeah.
And Samantha, it's been so much fun watching these boys finally put it all together.
Yeah.
And I've been so blessed to be a part of this. I got to celebrate my birthday on Saturday, calling a regional championship game, and the team I cover,
for you,
one of them winning. I mean, it was just so much fun.
That has to be like an aha moment.
I loved it. I loved being there, and I loved being able to watch these boys bring that championship home.
And we've really watched them grow.
We have. I mean, I remember when Cole and them were freshmen, and the 8th graders playing on some minutes in some varsity games late.
And Cole's mother posted a picture when he was younger, when the championship team with Dominique, he was in the stands.
Oh, wow.
Him and his mom sitting there, picture.
And again, I just feel so happy for boys like Kenyatta or Jalen Davis, who lost his father earlier in the year, for Braden Ray, who lost his father a couple of years ago. It's just they have overcame so much.
So much adversity.
I don't think I've ever meant it this way more. These kids deserve it.
Right.
That's the big thing. They deserve it. And we just are happy to be able to get it out there to folks, because with the COVID year, these fans would have been packed. I mean, even more than they were in the Catholic game and in the tournament games at EKU. They would have been even more packed, but they were not able to have that this year. And it's just it was such an exciting moment. If you were not able to listen to us, here's how it sounded when Madison Central brought home the championship on Saturday.
As a 8th grader.
Richmond, Kentucky, the 11th region title is coming back home. The Indians are your 11th region champions. Madison Central, 80, Frederick Douglass, 62. Indians will hang another 11th region banner at Allen Feldhouse Junior Court. You can see Coach Feldhouse there with a smile on his face. I mean, my goodness, folks. What a tournament. And you could just see the joy in those kids' faces as they celebrate Coach Feldhouse. Even though he had his mask on, you could see how happy he was as well. Now, what I liked about that, and I wanted to play that because back in 2013, Sean Hamilton, who actually hired me at the radio station in 2012, he was doing the play-by-play on AM radio that year when Madison Central won the 11th region championship. And
now to think we're on television.
Yeah, now to think we're showing the video of the games.
Right.
But Sean, who was a Madison Central alum, this is what it sounded like when he was calling the game back in 2013. Here's his call when the final buzzer sounded and Madison Central was crowned champion.
Seconds to go. Down to 8. Lexington Catholic, right side, Fralix, 3 on the way, in and out, no good. Sam Jones the rebound. 3, 2, 1. Let me hear you, Richmond, Kentucky. The Indians, for the 4th time in school history, are going to the Sweet 16. They are bound for Rupp Arena. 1986, 2006, and 2013. The Indians going back to the Sweet 16 with a 67-46 thumping of Lexington Catholic.
So I really appreciate Sean digging through the archives and finding his call, the 2013 regional championship, and getting that over to me. We put that on the broadcast a couple of times on Saturday, and I think it just kind of added to the entire broadcast that we did of the game on Saturday.
It's history.
Yeah, it is.
History in the making.
And Sean, he said he was watching us on the Roku channel for that game, and then
He got so excited that he left, listened to it on the radio while he was driving to the game, and then came to EKU to be part of that celebration. And he was there for the 2013. He got to interview Coach Feldhouse and some of the guys afterward.
Right.
And we know how special that team was. I mean, Kenjo went on to go play college basketball.
Yes.
He's playing overseas, having a great overseas career. Dominique Hawkins went on to play at Kentucky and was a part of some very memorable Kentucky teams.
Especially those Louisville games.
Yeah, I mean, and it was just so much fun.
We've had some history. How exciting is it? And just being here on the floor with the players, I mean, we're usually way up there, and for me, I'm not very tall. So to see them right here next to me, they're huge. They're really tall.
It's been over a year since you and I had a live guest on. Now, we had Coach Newton on last week, but player-wise, it's been over a year since we had anybody live on the show with us.
We wanted to keep them healthy. We wanted to keep them safe. And God forbid, we don't want to be the reason why they don't play the next game. So this was fantastic. We social distance, even more so than what they regulate.
Yeah, we're about 10 feet apart.
I have been vaccinated. We're wearing our mask. And this is what it's all about, is celebrating these players.
Madison Central will play Ballard on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. We can't do a video stream of that game, but we will have audio for you on WLFX 106.7 The Pinnacle. You can listen online on WLFX.com. Listen online there as Madison Central plays Ballard in a rematch of the state championship game in 2013. Thanks to all the players and the coaches for coming on with us, Samantha. Thanks for Coach Cooksey and Brandon Fritz for letting us be here tonight to celebrate with Madison Central as they are the 11th region champions.
It's so exciting. I'm just overjoyed.
Yeah.
So it's been a great year, and I am proud to be a part of it.
Don't forget about your shirts over at First Gear, and say thanks to all of our great sponsors as well. Nuevo, Patrick O'Neill, Bishop Small Engine Repair, and, of course, Jack Burford Chevrolet.
Get your shirt and wear it to the game. And if you can't get tickets to the game, wear it at home.
There you go. For Gage Hill, our producer, who amazing job by Gage. Every single time he impresses me. All the stuff that he was able to do for us tonight, so thanks to him. Samantha Burford and myself, Michael Watkins, folks, have a great rest of your week. Don't forget tomorrow, softball on WBON, Madison Central and Madison Southern, and then Wednesday, you can listen to the game live on the radio. For all of us, have a great night, folks. We'll see you the next time on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.